Have you ever been more confident in a group of individuals that are running this organization? You have what every team would kill for in the NFL right now.
Welcome all to another episode of the Lions. With your host, me, Des Devil. We're going to get into a little of the off-season stuff now, how the draft kind of impacts the team now physically, and how their draft will affect some of their off-season moves, who they should pick up, or what position they should pick up more specifically, and into our OTAs, and then training camp, and then preseason. So let me get into it. We're going to go into how the Lions, I think, had a decent, but there are some moves in the draft that I didn't like. So I think they're lacking a corner, maybe another wide receiver, and maybe another linebacker. Definitely they need some more help on the defensive end, or defensive line, like defensive tackle and defensive end. I think there was an opportunity to make the defense great. I think Holmes failed a little bit on that end of the draft. He might know that he might be able to pick up somebody that's cut because of salary. We don't know. That might happen. He might pick up somebody like a defensive tackle or a defensive end or a corner, knowing that they still have some cap. They have about, I think, $5 or $6 million left in reserve right now for free agency and their signing of their draft class. So they might be able to pick up a released or cut defensive tackle or defensive end from another team because of budget cuts per se. So hopefully Holmes will identify their weakest needs in OTs and volunteer workouts, and put more talent on this team where it needs to belong. And then going into training camp, will this team gel like they did at the end of the season? Will the newcomers come in and gel with the guys that are already here? I think they will, because Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach. I liked when they signed him. I was fanatically jumping up and down when I heard the news that Campbell was the new head coach and what he brought. I loved him when he was a player wherever he went. He was a great tight end. Not like, he wasn't a Gonzalez type or tight end, but he was a hard-working, hard-nosed, grind it out, get in your face type of guy. And he fought for the rest of his teammates. And that's what you want as a coach. A guy that relates, but still will give it to you straight. And that's what Dan Campbell is. And we all know this. We all know it. And we're not disputing that. It's just, how will some of the new coaches that he brings in, like the running back coach and a few others, how they will gel as a coaching staff, and then help the new guys come in and gel with what the base they have now that Holmes has brought in. So that's the big question. I think it'll be fine, because they are looking for a certain type of talent, certain type of player, mindset, a hard-working, hard-nosed type of player, and they got a lot of that in the draft. If that was what you based the draft on, they get an A+ for drafting those type of players, and they got talent with them too. So, it is what it is, right? So they're progressing in the right direction. Now, does Holmes and Campbell think that they're still in a rebuilding mode? Maybe. But most of us think this is not a rebuilding anymore. They've teleported like a year or two into the future already, and this is a team that could win now. I'm not just talking winning a division or winning a playoff or two playoff games. This might be a team that might be going to the Super Bowl, maybe most definitely a conference championship and winning it. So that these are the questions that the Lions have to answer, and they have expectations on them now. They're not a crappy organization anymore. They are a legit great franchise now. The Fords have finally got it right this time. Once in their 40 years or whatever, 50 years that they've owned the franchise. So this is, as a Lion fan, and I know you guys out there that are you guys that are Lion fans feel the same way, that the Fords have let us down for so many years that we're sick and tired of it. But we finally think the Fords have actually have it right. And then we go into the training camp where all that stuff might be answered right away, or it might not. It might take a couple weeks into the season to figure out, is this team still a legitimate contender? As their expectations on them are to win a division and go deep into the playoffs. So, there's questions. Are they going to do it? Are they going to have a lot of injuries? Every franchise has their injuries, but it's the next guy up, next person up. Are you going to do your job? And is Campbell going to prepare them for that, the understudies? That's what the coaches are there for. And I think Dan Campbell is up to the task to meet those expectations, get the guys behind the starters up to speed and ready to go. No doubt about it. That's why I love Campbell. He's a great coach. And I won't say enough great things about him and Holmes. They put a great team on the field. But now, can the guys go and do it? Can they physically beat another team? Mentally beat another team with those expectations on the field for them? So we'll see. And then the Williams question, is he going to be a factor for this passing game? And also, are they going to implement him into more running plays, reverses, and little dink and dunk plays where he can use his speed to break loose and go? And the other question is, are they going to use him as a return man too, with that speed, being that he's fully recovered from his rehab and his injury in the championship game that he played in Alabama a couple years ago? So those are questions about Williams that we would like answer right now, on the spot type deal. Now, I'm excited about Gibbs and what he brings to the running game. I hate to see Swift go. Not Shift, but Swift. I got it right this time. But Gibbs is a dynamic runner that I think will bring more dimensions to the running game and passing game than even Swift or even Jamal Williams did. So it's going to be exciting. It's more weapons for golf. We have another tight end, Laporte, that I think will be a great pass catcher, but I want to see him not just catching the ball. I want him to get out, get his nose in the grindstone and hit somebody and block for the running game. But I think that's why Dan Campbell was okay with him, because he can coach somebody like that up, being that he was a tight end himself and did that when he was a Lion and a Saint and God know a Cowboy and whatever other team he was on. He did it. He can show Laporte what to do as a pro and develop that part of his game. So it'll be great. It'll be great. So this is the end of this episode. Thank you for coming in and viewing this. Please share, comment, like, and subscribe. And have a great day, guys.